So we're going to take you on a proper classic day in the life. I think we've got 5 jobs to do. First one, routine service on 6-year-old Baxi Platinum. I'll see how much footage I can get. Show you different bits between each boiler. As a complete full service would be incredibly boring for you lot. Someone also asked me, how do you isolate the flow and return to the boiler? Now, most boilers, the flow and return will be the service pipe right and the service pipe left, or valve left. This one actually turns off. So that would be the flow and return isolated. But normally I will only do that, I'll only turn them off after taking the pressure off the boiler. Because otherwise the valves can sometimes weep out. Andy wanted to know how you isolate the hot. Well, if you to isolate the hot from the boiler, you only need to isolate the cold feed to it. It's all about just you'd have to look in the instructions if you weren't confident on which pipe was which. Before starting anything, I'll recharge the vessel. Oh. Can't do the drain off with one hand because it's actually spinning out of the feed. Oh no! So that seems to have locked on. There is a drain off on the heating pipe there, so just drain it into a bucket. Connect your vessel, if the camera will focus. Connect your inflator onto the vessel. What we're showing, about 0.25 of a bar, about 20, so this is just proving that this vessel is flat. Want to recharge them. I've not shown you these many a time, so you'll have to skip this bit if it's not for you. Recharge them up to 1 bar, leaving that drain off open so you can push out any water what's in here and replace with air. The pressure gauge is on 0 there. That's on 1 bar. I'll leave that on for about 10 minutes whilst I do some other bits, clean out this heat exchanger. Double check it's on 1 bar again, means it's holding. Take the inflator off. LDF's all fine now and done. LDF the Schrader valve just to check it wasn't passing. But yeah, this is just the rainwater catch this. So if rainwater got in the air side of the flue, it would run down the flue, because obviously we've got a fall on said flue, and into this, like that, through this black pipe that I'm putting back on, and down into the top of the condensate trap. So that's all that is, to catch rainwater. I'll shut that drain off, get some pressure back in, get on with the flue gas analysis. So analyzer connected to the left hand side, which is your flue gas analysis. Right hand side one there is for your air, to put these into service mode. Radiator down to min, tap down to min, then 3 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 12 o'clock. There you go, service function. That's minimum mode. Turn this right the way around. That's your maximum mode. And to alter that, a little 2.5mm Allen key there. Clockwise and anti-clockwise. To alter 0. Get a test strip in it. Yeah, it's quite high, that. I can actually smell it though. This customer likes to put his own inhibitor in. I think this has possibly been overdosed. And once you've set your maximum mode, the minimum mode will be this, all the way back down. Remove the little securing Allen key, then you've got a 4mm Allen key there to alter your minimum setting. Make sure your combustion chamber door is back on and tightened up. Back up to maximum rate. We're checking the O2 reading here. Make sure you're putting your sample cap points back in and adjusting these back to client settings. This was on 1755. Front cover back on. already done that. Fill in the book. And then on to my next one, which I believe is a first year service on a main Eco Compact. Don't forget to get paid. Fortunately no footage of that main first year service, but I'm now onto a Baxi 600 third or fourth year service, so it's exactly the same boiler. Hopefully get some here. Vending article. Nice snappers here. Oops. Service mode on these is exactly the same as the Platinum and Duotech. Both your temperature dials down, and I'll see what I've got to, but I'm going to strip this one down anyway, so we'll get that cancelled off. Needs a little top up of pressure. Not recharging the vessel because I've done that last year. I only do them once every 2 years, unless they need it in between. Same gas valve, maximum and minimum. I'm going to get this burner whipped out and clean the heat exchanger, electrodes, etc, etc. I don't know why the traps go like this. Weird brown colour. No idea. A lot of them do it on this range of boilers. Undo the gas valve. It's not normally on tight, I've just cracked it off with a spanner. That's your gas pipe off. Pull your power to your fan. Modulation cable to the fan. Electrode and earth. Should do with the screwdriver. Air duct off. Don't lose the pin. Twist out there, done. Then we've got these 4 10mm nuts. And then in theory, from what I remember, that should just come out. Thought you were a goner. So I got the earth to get off on the fan. Plonker. So that's what we're exposed with. I have just soft brushed around it. I used to use, wherever it's gone, one of these in the drill, nylon brushes, but I find them a bit too rigid and I don't want to scratch these. If you scratch it, it'll start to rust and then it'll get pinholed, etc. So soft brush right the way around and then rinse it through with the water. Clean out that trap next. Just give the electrodes a clean with some abrasive cloth. This is electrodes and rectification in one. You don't have the extra probe like you do on the older Baxis. Don't need to change the seal as long as it's not looking perished or leaving, my hands dirty anyway, or leaving black rubbery marks. That's a sign that rubber's failing. This seal should be good to go. Obviously we'll test it anyway. I'm going to put it back together now.
Back on first. Let's see what is still on the gas valve. Fan plug back in. Earth weight back on. Electrodes back on.
And when you're tightening up these opposite sides, so that side. Just pulls it all square. Obviously because we've had this open, I'll run the probe round when it's on max rate just to check all that's not leaking anything out, even though you'd pick it up on the air sample side with the case on. LDF this connection whilst it's running, because obviously that's not in use until the boiler itself is running. So LDF that, make sure it's not leaking, and get it set up now. A little bit of LDF around this. I like to use the brush type just so you can kind of pinpoint it in one place rather than spray. It seems to go everywhere, especially when there's electrics around. taxis do run at a high parts per million. It's quite normal on these. Still within tolerances, but a lot higher than most boilers out there. So I didn't get any footage of that last one. It was just a backseat 830 first year service. Honestly, I couldn't be bothered filming. That's why to get it done. I'm on school run now.